A very good afternoon to all present here. I, Shakila, Assistant Professor from Department of Commerce, take the privilege and honor to welcome you all to today's international webinar on the importance of intellectual property rights hosted by Department of Computer Applications, SSMRV College, Bengaluru, and IQSU initiative in association with RAISE Center of Excellence powered by MIT Square, London. Dear participants, please post questions via the chat window and they will be taken up at the end during the question and answer session. At the end of the session, Google Form link will be shared through the chat box and the WhatsApp group for your feedback. The e-certificate will be delivered via your email address within a week's time. We, the organizing team, on behalf of SSMRV College, would like to once again wish a warm and hearty welcome to you all. The purpose of IPR and Patent Cell SSMRV College is to facilitate, encourage, promote, and safeguard the research pursuits and academic freedom of its faculty, students, and researchers. The cell also aims to provide intellectual property rights awareness for teachers and students. It's our privilege to have got the opportunity to organize this event under the able guidance of our Honorable Principal, Dr. Geeta R. Ma'am. May I request Mr. Jitendra, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Application, to introduce our Honorable Principal, Dr. Geeta R. Ma'am. Over to you, sir.
Respected Principal, SSMRV College, Dr. Geeta, today's speakers, Dr. Mithileysh and Mr. Suman, all the participants and my dear colleagues. On this occasion, I'm extremely happy to introduce our beloved principal, Dr. Geeta. Dr. Geeta is a strong education professional and administrator with a career spanning more than 19 years. She is specialized in diversity and inclusion, business sustainability, conflict management and negotiations, HRM, leadership development, strategic talent management, HR analytics and managerial economics. She is a strong education professional with a PhD holder focused in digital HRM, applications to her credit, and is acknowledged among the top 10% of the authors globally on Social Science Research Network. Dr. Geeta has delivered more than 30 invited talks at pan-India level for working professionals, faculty development programs, international exchange programs, faculty orientation programs organized by the Board of Studies, BTU. She has delivered FDPs, webinars, and guest talks in reputed B schools like Christ University, Presidency University, St. Joseph College, Bangalore, Christu Jayanti College, etc. She has also received many awards. Few of them are Bharat Education Excellence Award under Kalpa Acharya category for her research accomplishments, VDM India Award in recognition for her contribution to the field of management education. She has won Best Paper Awards in various international and national conferences hosted by reputed B schools across India. Dr. Geeta has served as member of Board of Examiners, BTU, member of BOS, Alliance University, member of BOS for Executive MBA program at DSU and for MBA program at Garden City University. She served as managing editor for many international journals. She has organized and coordinated several FDPs, workshops, conclaves, seminars, symposiums, and fests at different institutions. Besides this, she is associated with professional associations and NGOs like NHRDN, SHRM, and SRCM. She was associated with Christ University as Associate Professor and Sustainability Coordinator at the School of Business and Management, with Dayanand Sagar Institutions as Professor and Head of BTU MBA program, with Alliance University School of Business as Area Chair. Under her able leadership and coordination, an industry-sponsored innovation lab and a BTU recognized research center was established at Dayanand Sagar Academy of Technology and Management. She also facilitated signing up 17 MOUs at DSA TM. She also works as an independent management consultant and subject matter expert. Some of the companies, if I mention, they are ED Tech firm, Track Invest, a Singapore-based fintech firm, Selvin Infosystem, and Seventh Sense Talent Solution. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I ask Shukla Madam to take over.
Thank you, sir. Now, may I request our Honorable Principal, Dr. Geeta R. Ma'am, to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Professor Shakila. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible. Thank you.
Mr. Mithileysh, are you there? Okay. Acclaimed speakers of today's webinar, Dr. Mithileysh Sathiyanarayanan, founder, CEO, scientist of MIT Square, London, and esteemed Mr. Suman Kumar Das, patent consultant, Indian patent attorney, MIT Square, Asia. Event coordinators, Mr. Arun Kumar, Ms. Bharti Rathod, Mrs. Shakila, heads of the departments, members of teaching and non-teaching fraternity, distinguished participants from various organizations and institutions, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings of the day and a very hospitable welcome to all of you joining us today for this insightful webinar on the importance of intellectual property rights. It's an honor to have such a distinguished gathering of experts, scholars, professionals, and enthusiasts eager to learn the crucial topic. Our institution, SSMRV, this webinar is an IQAC initiative in association with RAISE, this Center of Excellence, which was inaugurated recently. And then it is powered by MIT Square, London. So this initiative, it gives me immense pleasure to inform that we have been imparting inclusive and quality education since inception. And every year at SSMRV, 800 plus students graduate from our portals. I'm glad to share that many of our alumni are now occupying frontline positions in several reputed organizations, both in India and abroad. They have succeeded in multifaceted facets of life. And we come under RSST. RSST, again, as you know, runs RV educational institutions. And our institutions are recognized among the few value-based and quality-oriented educational groups in the country. through 25 plus institutions established under RVEI. Accessible, inclusive, and quality education is imparted in diverse domains of knowledge to various strata of the society. In today's rapidly evolving world, the significance of safeguarding intellectual property rights is very significant. IPR rights form the cornerstone of innovation, creativity, and economic growth across all the sectors. They form protection to the ingenuity and hard work of individuals and organizations, fostering an environment conducive to progress and development. Through this webinar, we aim to unravel the intricate facets of IPR, and our esteemed panel of speakers will share their valuable insights, experiences, and expertise, offering a comprehensive understanding of the challenges and opportunities associated with intellectual property rights. Let's together navigate through the complexities of IPR during the discussion. And I would definitely encourage all participants to actively engage in discussions, ask questions, and share perspectives. Let's utilize this platform as an opportunity to learn from each other. Thank you all. Have a great experience. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would request Mrs. Smita, Assistant Professor, Department of English, to introduce our first resource person for the day, Mr. Suman Kumar Das, Patent Consultant, Indian Patent Attorney, MIT Square, Asia. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening to one and all. Here we are to get enlightened and understand the significance of intellectual property rights and its critical role in fostering innovation. Today, we have among us Mr. Suman Kumar Das. Sir is a registered Indian patent attorney, patent consultant at MIT Square, Asia, working in the field of intellectual property since 2011. Academically, he holds BSc and MBA. His core area of practice includes prior art research, drafting, filing patent application, patent prosecution, patent opposition, litigation, design filing, and prosecution. As of now, since January 2021, his team has filed 93 patent applications, out of which 16 applications are granted. His team has also filed 9 design applications, out of which 3 designs are registered. He actively participates in IPR-related workshops as a guest speaker in various engineering institutes, supports several professors and students in filing patents. I now request Mr. Suman Kumar Das to address the attendees. Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible,
Yeah.
sir.
Very good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank you, Dr. Geeta, ma'am, respected principal, ma'am of the college, and my respected all the faculties and audience of this platform for giving this wonderful opportunity to share my experience. And I also like to thank you, Dr. Mithileysh, also for inviting me to join this platform. First, let me share my screen. Hope my screen is visible now. Presentation
Yes, sir.
screen.
Okay. Yes, sir, it's visible, sir.
Okay. So today's topic is a quite interesting topic, that is importance of IPR in academics. We need to understand what is IP and what is IPR, and what are the types of IPR which can be applicable for institute point of view, and why IP protection is necessary, that we need to understand. Lastly, we'll understand what are the processes, what are the steps we need to follow to get a register to get our patent or design or any trademark copyright registration. One by one, we'll discuss. First, we'll understand, in my opinion, I think educational institution, college, engineering college particularly, or any university is the first and the right place where the innovative mindset gets full nourishment. And as we get most of the opportunities to learn and explore our skills, potential, intellectual potentiality. So throughout the academics year, we may be engaged in many research projects which may have some kind of commercial viability or feasibility to generate a revenue, as well as to get some acknowledgement, for professionals during pursuing their career. So we need to understand at every step, if we find some new innovations or creative works, we should acknowledge, we should give the acknowledgement to that creator of that work. And simultaneously, we have to protect that creation under IPR, different IPR acts, and to commercialize and to get some revenue. We can explain what is IP and IPR if we compare, like if we buy a piece of land, property or home, then we have to register it. We have to pay some taxes to the property under Property Registration Act, and we have to enlist our home or property and get a registration deed also. Similarly, being a innovator, a creator, if we innovate something and before disclosing that innovation to the public, if we do not get it registered, if we do not inform to the government, then somebody can copy our innovation, they can start commercialize, we may lose our revenue generation scope. So that is why when a student or researcher or any scientist or any creator, basically, if they come up with any kind of innovations or any creative works, they can study whether there is a feasibility to get it registered under any kind of IPR Act. IP, you can say, it's like a abstract product of intellect that can be shaped into a document. When an IP is protected by the law, that can be called as intellectual property rights. For example, invention is a IP and patent is a IPR right. IPR are the legal rights given to the people, organization, institutions for innovative creation of human minds. IPR is basically granted to the applicants by the national or regional governments, and it is a territorial right. We have to keep it in mind that if we file some IPR protection application, that some national government or regional government will give a grant certificate, and we can exercise that right within our jurisdiction only. We cannot extend. Being an Indian, if we file a patent application in India, we can practice only within India. Now we'll discuss types of IPR, intellectual properties. So IPR can be granted in any field, like it may be an arts, it may be a science, it may be commerce, it may be business or in management. Any field you can file this kind of IPR protections. Suppose an artist, if a painter makes a painting and he or she wants to protect it under Copyright Act, that can be possible. Being a musician, if a musician composes a new song or any music, that can be also protected under Copyright Act. Photography can be also protected. Being a computer engineers, if a developer, if they develop some kind of algorithm, or being a management student or researcher, if we conduct some kind of research and we collect a new database, that can be also protected under Copyright Act. And being a scientist, if a scientist develops or innovators develop some kind of machine, a product or formulation, or new method of manufacturing some medicine, that can be protected under Patents Act. Similarly, if a designer, if it designs some kind of a new machine, ornamental features, even any furniture also, that can be protected under Design Act. Similarly, a business startup, they want to protect their logo, their symbol, to distinguish their goods or services from their competitors. That can be protected under trademarks. And another form of is the geographical indications. Geographic indication, this basically protect it is associated with the origin of the product. So one by one we can discuss. Like patent is a limited, monopoly, exclusive and territorial right to prevent third parties from making, using, offering for sale, selling, or importing a novel inventive inventions without the consent of the owner of the inventions. And it can be protected under the act, that is the Patents Act 1970. In the field of design, the ornamental aesthetic look of a product or a article, that can be protected under the Designs Act 2000. In the trademark, a legal right to protect any sign, symbol, logo, any color combination also, that can be protected. That is under Trademark Act 1999. And copyright, we all know that is any literary or artistic work that can be protected under Copyright Act 1957. Here I want to highlight that some researchers, they're publishing their articles in conference or any research journals, papers, so they can also protect under that kind of paper. They can protect under Copyright Act. It's very easy to protect, and within 4 or 5 months we'll discuss that application procedures. And geographic indications, if somebody starts using that a particular origins product, it may be agricultural product, it may be a food product or a handicraft product which have some origin name, like Darjeeling tea, you can say, for example. If the tea is associated with the origin of the Darjeeling, then it creates an impression in the mind of the consumers that it must have that much quality and taste. So that can be also protected. If you're dealing some kind of things, the products, you can also protect it under the GI Act 1999. Patents basically, we can say, it can be a product, it can be a process, and it can be granted to any government, by the government to the individuals or companies. And nowadays, the government of India is giving some kind of reduction to the engineering college, to any kind of educational institutions or university. If they file, they can avail the reduced fee structure also. That is one advantage for the educational institution. And a patent can be granted for 20 years. If someone gets a grant certificate, they can exercise that right up to 20 years, subject to paying some minimal renewal fee to the government. And design. Regarding the design, basically this is ornamental aspect, the aesthetic look, how the product looks. That aesthetic aspect can be protected under Design Acts. In patent, actually, how the machine works, that can be protected under Patent Acts. But under design, how the machine looks, that will be protected. So design registration is valid for 10 years, but however, it can be renewed for the 5 years. And it is quite easy to get registration under Design Act if your article or shape have some uniform new shape of a product. So being a commerce or management students or researchers, if you ideate some kind of new product, like a consumer analysis device, some sensor IoT enabled some kind of device, which can be used at a point of sale to get the consumer's feedback, that kind of things, article or device machine can be presented by using some 3D model. And trademark, of course, is very well known IPR. And the rights granted by the government of individual to the individual's companies, and it is also territorial right, and it is granted for lifetime, but every 10 year, after 10 years, it has to be renewed as long as you want to continue the right. And fourth one is the Copyright Act. Copyright Act, actually, it is it continues till lifetime of the author, and after that 60 years also it continues. And it is given for any form of literary, artistic, dramatic, musical, or cinematography works. And it is also given for the computer science students for their algorithms, their source code, the website, the mobile applications. All these things can be protected under copyright. So computer students, they can utilize this act to get the protection for their newly developed algorithms or software or source code or any website, which may have some commercial implications in real life operations, like in any industry like diagnostic tools or diagnostic devices. It can be used to operate on any machines, and CNC machines also. So that kind of algorithm or software, if anybody has invented, or they can also protect their creations under this Copyright Act. And GI tag is very popular, in particular in Karnataka state. Many around 46, more than 46 GI tag has been registered. Recently, one Gulwak through Dal, Bidri War, handicraft, Mysore Agarbati, Dharawad Peda foodstuffs are already registered. So if any startup company wants to use this kind of avail this facility registration, they can also file, and it is valid for 10 years. After 10 years, it has to be renewed by paying some minimal fees. What is the IPR registration process? One by one we can discuss. In overall, the process is like that. We have to prepare the document. There are certain forms, and we have to fill up the forms and present our creative works. Like in a patent, we have to write a complete specification or a provisional specification. And trademark, we have to write present our logo in a particular TM1 form 1. And copyright also, there is a form 1 applications. We have to present our the total writing work or any database or algorithm, whatever we are writing. So you have to follow that things. And before that, we have to search. In particularly in case of patent section designs, we have to do some kind of search analysis so that we can check. In trademark also, there is a registry also. We can check whether all those things can be registered or not. If there is a similarity, then we have to modify something. Plagiarism, like in copyright, in case of copyright, as we check for plagiarism, the same process. And after that, we have to prepare the documents, have to file it by paying some taxes. The government examiners or controllers, they will examine, and they will issue the examination notification, issue the reports. And the applicants need to comply with all those deficiencies, requirements, and by submitting some kind of reply or response. After that, it may be granted or registered, or if they have certain further any objections, they may issue a hearing notice. During hearing, again, we have to submit our response. And after that, the disposal will happen. Either it will be accepted or granted, or if there is further objection, it may be refused. And in between, there is a high chance of, there are some chances like a pre-grant opposition. After grant, there's an opposition proceedings, so may happen also. And after grant, if someone wants to continue their right, they have to pay every year some renewal fees, annuity maintenance. We have to do. For example, I'm giving an example of a patent application, being a patent attorney. So patent, actually, there are different stages. First, we had to file a patent application with Form 1 and Form 2. Then we have to file with the complete specification, either directly through complete specification, or we may file provisional application. If we file provisional application, we'll get another 12 months time to file the complete specification. Otherwise, our application will be abandoned. After filing, it will be publications. So it will be examined and publication, then examinations. Publication is generally happens after 18 months. If someone wants to get it published very soon, within 1 month, then we have to file Form 9. After that, it will be published. After publication, post-grant opposition window gets opened. If someone wants to oppose, they can oppose. In patent case, very rarely we get the opposition, but in case of trademark, there is a high chance of getting oppositions if the logo is quite similar with any well-known trademark. Then we have to file the Form 18 within 48 months. We have to file the Form 18, that is the filing request for examinations. Or there is nowadays there's a provision of expedited mode of examination. If there is a female applicant or an educational institution, they may file Form 18A by paying some extra fees. That will be processed. The advantage you'll get, like the application generally takes 3 to 4 years. In that case, within 1 year, the application will be disposed. After filing the Form 18 or Form 18A, it will be referred to some examination team. The examiners will examine all the scrutiny. They will conduct all the scrutiny, and they will find if there is a similar prior arts available in anywhere in the world or not. If they find some kind of prior arts, they will give some objections in form of first examination report. that is AFER. AFER is issued. We'll get 6 months time. Again, we have to submit the response to that AFER. If there is some deficiencies, we need to overcome all those deficiencies. And if we are right, then we can make substantive arguments and distinguish our invention, and they are the cited documents. After that, they will re-examine, the controller or examination team again will re-examine our response, and after that they will issue the grant notification or hearing notifications. If they find further objection, they may schedule a hearing. After hearing, again we have to submit virtually or physically. You have to present and to give the explanations, and have to give the written submissions. After that, it will be disposed. This is the whole life cycle of a patent system. Similarly, in case of trademark, we have to fill the forms with applicant details and trademark logo and submit it. After that, it will be examined. If no objection comes, or if they do not find any similar logo, they will issue within 4 or 5 months the acceptance letter. Once it will be accepted, it will be advertised in the journal. After journal, they'll issue. There will be opposition period will be opened, that is for 4 months. After 4 months, if no objection comes, they will issue the certificate. That is the trademark case. In copyright also same. We need to submit our creative works in a form of written document, like it may be a research article, it may be a algorithm, it may be a source code, or any database, or any photography, or any books. Anything you can present in a written document. With if it is a song or music, you need to present in a CD, right? And it will be examined, and after 4 or 5 months they will issue the certificate. If they find any discrepancy, they will send a examination report, and we need to comply within 1 month. Otherwise, generally they will issue the certificate within 6 to 8 months. And in case of design also, we need to present the design, our different views of the article, the product, like 8 views: top view, right views, side view, left side, right side, and front view, isometric views in a specific way format, along with some forms, and by paying some tax fees, application fees. And they will examine. If they're satisfied, they can issue the certificate. If they find any further any objections, they may raise their objections, and we need to comply that objections by submitting a response. After that, it will be accepted, or hearing may be scheduled. If hearing scheduled, then again we have to appear, and we have to give our explanations to overcome all those objections. After that, it will be granted. So these are the basically life cycle of any IP registration. Recently, our India has shown a significant growth in patent filing, around 50% hike for last 1 year. We have got a number of filings like 66,440 in 2021-22 records. It's the Indian record, and we have grants for filed patents increased 5 times. In 2021, it has become around 30,074. We have got the grant. Nowadays, Indian Patent Office is also performing very well to give in terms of disposing their applications. So to promote our young researchers and students, so they can file more number of applications in any field. They may be any field: arts, science, commerce, engineering, science also. Let me show you that certificates. These are the sample certificate format. This is the recently certificate format from June 2023. This format has been changed. It's recent format. This is it's a recently granted patent certificate. Now 4 series number is running. So this is the patent number. This is the application number. This is the date of filing. This is the patentee name, the applicant name. This is the inventor name. So it will be appear like this is the certificate format for patent. And design, the similar standard will be there. This is a design number. This is a design number, design day, filing date, and title of the design, and these are the proprietor's name, like applicant's name would be appeared. And this is the copyright format. One recently we got a grant with a registration certificate for copyright works. It was filed for in research articles. So this type of certificate will be issued after filing your IPR, any kind of IPR, depending on the nature of creative work. We may choose the best IP. So respected audiences are requested to raise their questions so that one by one I can give my answer. I'll try my best. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Dear participants, if you have any questions, kindly post it in the chat box.
Yes, any specific IP related questions? Harish wants to ask some things. Please let him allow. Hello, ma'am. Please allow him to speak. He wants to
Yes,
ask
sir.
some
Yes, sir.
questions. Sir. Please unmute him.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
very good afternoon, Mr. Suman. This
Sir. Yes, sir. Please
yeah,
ask.
I heard you on this informative session on IPR. I'm a visiting faculty here in the SSMRV and some of the other RP group of institutions. My question is on two folds. One is on the chat GPT and the other is on the AI tool. Okay. See, chat GPT content is obtained from varied sources of articles, books, and things like that, and very of different authors and things available through which people will formulate or prepare, and this is vulnerable to plagiarism also. So how does IPR protect it, or IPR determine or overcome the challenge of ChatGPT as far as the intellectual property rights are concerned?
Yes, sir. Yes, quite challenging task for us also, for examiners also, to decide whether to give a grant or not. It's a very real. We are facing this kind of challenges during the prosecution stage, particularly during hearing stage, because ChatGPT actually, if you consider from the patent point of view, as per the Patents Act 1970, Section 3K stipulates that a mere algorithm that cannot be patented. But still, we have filed many applications, and like Google and giant companies are there. They have got many wonderful patents. Those are purely based on the algorithms, softwares, basically. Here, we have to present how we are presenting the innovations or invention. If I present it's a form of system by using the chat GPT underlying algorithms or software, whatever writing course we should not disclose in that thing in a way chat GPT. We're using a bot like chatbot. That if you present that in straightforward, it will be difficult to get grant. That will be in straightforward, they will reject. Recently, I have got a case of one refusal case, because the management staffs, actually one management faculty, she filed actually application in form of a consumer analysis device that is related to a business, how to study the consumer behaviors. The system will decide whether you are in a happy mood or in a anxiety mood by viewing that product or services, by experiencing that service or goods. The consumer will give some feedback. So system will decide. So that the that controller says no, it is purely related to your business related. In India, it is strictly it's not allowed. So we are forced in that case. We try to present it in a form of like a system. We are saying though it is using some kind of algorithm to study the human mental status, but you are using some kind of processor, some kind of display sensor, some non-contact sensors like. So still she did not allow me. That is a still and pending case. So yeah, I personally feel if you find this kind of innovation, try to present in a form of if you would like to, if you're interested in patenting, if you're patenting, then it will be challenging. But in case of copyright, that program can be easily protected. There is no issue. If you write a document in that underlying codes or software, whatever you are developing in a documented format, you can file it, you can get the registration rights. That is easy. But in case of patent, there is a 50-50 chance. If you present in a system form by specifying some application in a field of diagnosis, medical field. For example, in the agriculture field, we have developed an application, ChatGPT application for for agriculture researchers, for their to detect some crop disease.
Plant variety.
Yes. So in that case, we can hide the actual wording, the actual working in a different way. We try to camouflage the things that can be done. If you're practicing attorney, they can help you out how to camouflage your objective in a form of a system, like in a form of method. Moreover, in a form of a method, if you want to protect, if you're dealing with a diagnosis, that cannot be protected. In case of rearing some poultry or any agricultural buffaloes, like that cannot be
livestock.
Yes, yes.
Rare breed of livestock.
Yes, sir. So in that case, we are basically more concerned about the system form. We can say like if we integrate some kind of hardware like processor, microcontroller, sensors, and the microcontroller is configured to carry out the steps in a defined way. So in that way, you can present our whole system. There is a chance to get it. In that way, I've got many grants. So nothing like AI also same things. I have got many diagnostic system tools in a form where AI has been implemented to diagnose the classes of the disease and the probability of the severity score of that disease also. And accordingly, it recommends some kind of prescriptions, what to do, what not to do. So it is a preliminary checkup, like without doctor, you just type your things, your physiological parameters, the sensor will catch the details and the system will figure it out what is your health status. So in that way, I think AI and chat GPT, though it is a vulnerable things and very risky to get a grant, still number of filings have significantly increased in this domain, particularly AI and chat GPT, particularly AI field. Number of applications everywhere, because it is applicable in education also, it is applicable in agriculture, it may be a pharmaceutical, anywhere. Rocket science also, you are getting these AI applications. And thank you for asking this question.
My second question, and I will not go further after that, so let others get a chance. Okay. My second question is on, see, ChatGPT is also an open AI tool. Okay.
Yeah.
Now coming to the AI tool itself, what protection does IPR give to artists? Okay, where whose artistic works have been replicated. The design and artistic works have been replicated by using the AI tool. Okay. So what protection will the artist get?
So in that case, actually, I think the AI cannot exactly, if it replicates your artistic work, then you can take an action. Definitely.
So, to prevent it, what protection can it give?
If it is protected under copyright, if your copyright is infringed, you can go to the court on copyright forum, and we can produce the document, the whatever tools someone has developed. Although he himself is not copying, but his tool is working in some way to copy that things that work. So we definitely
protection when after infringement, and you have sources of legal protection available to go to the to knock the doors of the judiciary. I'm saying, how do you prevent under the IPR? So what protection will IPR give as a preventive measure to prevent replication of the artistic work through an AI tool? That's my question.
So as of now, I don't find any kind of solutions India has developed. So a lot of brainstorming is required in this. It's a emerging technology.
This is what I wanted to know. The reason is, see, everybody knows what happens after a dead body. It's post-mortem. So after infringement, everybody will knock the door of the judiciary. How do we prevent an artistic work being replicated to an AI tool? So what preventive protection can be given to an artist?
So in that case, different act
that's the $1,000,000 question, and it's great challenge.
Then in that case, some new act need to be implemented or drafted. So I'm not that much competent to give that answer. I'm just practicing what.
It's a point to ponder for you also.
Yes, really, it's hard to me crack. And whatever we can play with, the whatever act and provisions are available in front of us, we can play with that act and sections. But whatever is not present, so I am not a policy maker. That the policy makers can decide in front, like you said.
Thank you. That's just a point to ponder for everybody on this.
Sure.
On this session also. Thank you. Nice interacting.
Thank you.
Dear participants, if you have any questions, you can either post it in the chat box or you can raise the hand. We'll unmute you people. If there are any queries, kindly post in the chat box. Suman sir, there is a question.
Okay.
How do you identify GI?
Okay.
This is a question posted.
Okay. Yes. GI actually is associated with any product which you are dealing. It will indicate the quality, special qualities or taste or any special features of the origin of that place. As I shown you, just a second. For in Karnataka case, if you're dealing a product, if you're selling a product in a Mysore region and using the same compositions or same things, ingredients, and to maintain the same essence, then you can file your business under to get the GI. So.
Okay, thank you, sir. There's another question which has been dropped by Prabha BV. Does patent granted in India have a shelf life?
I could not follow this question. Shelf life means? Can you repeat? Can you elaborate the questions?
I hope the question is meant for a duration of the patent granted.
Okay. The duration 20 years, as I told you, but the first 2 years is free, but every third year onward, we have to pay the renewal fees. And renewal fee varies from the year to year, actually. There is some slabs, like third to sixth, there is one renewal slab, and 7th to 10th, another slab. In that way, till 20th year, it will continue. Renewal process, like you can pay directly through in your Chennai patent office if you belong to the south side, and otherwise you can pay through the e-filing by using digital signature, or you can give any patent attorney. They can also file on behalf of you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. You have answered Sindhu ma'am's question. Dear participants, if you have any questions, kindly be quick, post via the chat window. It will be taken up.
Approximate cost around 5,000 to 7,000 varies, depending on the nature of the work. Yes, we being any patent attorney who are practicing, they can do your search. If you allow us, we can do search for you also. You can give your idea just in a one page. We can do some kind of search. We can inform you these are the technologies available in the public domain.
Sir, I think almost all the questions have been answered. Dear participants, if you have any more questions, you can post in. We'll get back later. Thank you, Mr. Suman Kumar Das, sir, for your wide-ranging talk on intellectual property and intellectual property rights. It's so inspiring to have you as our resource person for the day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity.
We are pleased to have in our midst esteemed resource person, Dr. Mithileysh S. It's my pleasure to wholeheartedly welcome you for this session, sir. Thank you, sir, for taking time from your busy schedule and consenting to be our resource person for the day. Next, I request Event Coordinator, Mrs. Bharti Rathod, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Application, to introduce our esteemed resource person for the day. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, one and all. It's my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Mithileysh S. Dr. Mithileysh is an Indian-born young scientist and entrepreneur based out of London. He closely works with Make in India, Make for World initiatives through his organization MIT Square. Being a founder and CEO, his vision is to build Indian products, provide innovative services, and take it to the world. He holds a postdoctorate and PhD from City University of London. His research was in collaboration with Google Research. His pre-doctoral fellowship was from University of UK, which was in collaboration with Nokia Bell Labs, Finland, which won him Young Scientist Award also. He has won several research and entrepreneurship awards and has been invited as research consultant at various industries for his research excellence. At the age of 19, Sir started his career as a social entrepreneur and now mentoring several institutions and budding engineers in India. Recently, he has awarded International Achievers Awards 2020 and CEO of the Year 2021 for his innovation and product development. His diligence and stark sight have achieved his startup recognition as the one of the fastest growing startups in India. He is a self-made person who is a building platform for many to achieve success. Some of his achievements are magazines featured around the world, professional activities, served as a technical program committee member for many international conferences, international publications, invited talks across the globe, awards national and international level, internationally recognized projects and patents, students lectured on IoT, HCI, AI, analytics and data science related topics. Dr. Mithileysh has been awarded with several prestigious awards, being a scientist, a CEO, entrepreneur, a mentor, an author, and an educationist, among other hats he wears. This gentleman has accumulated knowledge and experience across multiple industries at a young age, and he is now putting it all together to brighten India's tomorrow. We wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Now, may I request Dr. Mithileysh S. to address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction, and it means a lot to me. Thank you so much. First, I would like to thank Dr. Geeta ma'am for being so dynamic and making things happen within short time. I just discussed with ma'am maybe a week back, and most of the things was sorted within short duration. I think that's what the leadership quality is all about. It's quite inspiring. We would like to see more number of HODs, principal, to be dynamic and make things happen. So I'm really thankful to Dr. Geeta ma'am for the speedy actions, and special thanks to Nagraj sir. I have met sir personally last year, IQAC coordinator. Thank you, sir, for joining us today. And of course, Shanti ma'am also I met last year, Department of Computer Science HOD. And Bharti ma'am, I know you're putting all your best efforts. Thank you, ma'am, for coordinating so well. My special thanks to Arun sir from MBA department. Sir did extremely well coordinating, getting all the things sorted. Joining all the dots is a special thing, and I really appreciate sir for putting that extra effort. Thank you so much for making things happen. I would like to share the screen and quickly discuss about the importance of IP. It's not allowing me to share the screen. Can you please check your host control, please?
Yes, sir. We'll get back.
Sure.
A minute.
Or if you want me to log in back, I can do it as well.
Sir, kindly check.
It is saying there is no access. Or maybe let me try to log in from the web browser. The screen is visible now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, that's brilliant. So I would like to talk about the importance of intellectual properties today. Before that, I'd just like to give a very high-level view of our company. We are registered in UK, India, and Singapore. We are closely working on green initiatives. We want to promote a lot of green activities. Even at institution level, I'm sure you're all aware of green auditing, which is really catching up. Uh, it's easy to complement from industries. Since we are working on green initiatives as academic institutions, you're all working on green auditing. We can complement each other. This is one of the greatest things that has happened over the last 2 years. We are completely focusing on sustainable development goals. We are trying to identify each goal, understand their problems, understand the challenges, motivate professors and students to work on those problems in such a way that we can turn some of the ideas into innovative products and file the patents, or it could be copyrights for that matter. So that's something that we are doing as a company. There's always confusion. What is IP and what is IPR? There's a notion where people use things in a wrong context. So I just want to clarify what's the difference between intellectual property and intellectual property rights. Let's say that you come up with a small article. It could be essay, it could be a short article on some topic. It is still considered as intellectual property because it's your idea. You're the person behind the creative output. So we call it as intellectual property, not rights. I will tell you what is in the rights comes. So now intellectual property is nothing but it's your creative output, which we call it as intellectual, and the property can be used as a tradable commodity. That is nothing but intellectual property. But whereas intellectual property rights are nothing but your legal rights, which protects your work. It could be your design, it could be your essays, it could be your logos, it could be anything for that matter. So you're trying to protect it through lawyers, like how we have Dr. Suman, who is like closely working with us to file patents and help us with copyrights. So he's one of the Indian patent attorney who helps us out with all the patents and copyrights. Let's say that even if you come up with a newsletter for your institution, if you have worked completely by yourself, it still comes under copyrights, which you can file with your institution. Your institutions can file copyrights for that. So intellectual property rights can be traded and used to generate income. For example, let's say that you have come up with copyrights, or you have come up with trademarks, or even for that matter patents. That's the most important part. You can generate income. Many professors, they understand up to filing patent, but it can also be used as generating income through consultancy projects. You can list it out in your website. For example, let's say that you have come up with an interesting project from computer science department and in collaboration with other departments. That can be put on a website saying that this is a idea that we have come up with, and we have filed a patent with a patent number. You can invite startups or some other organizations, even big companies. You can tell them this is a product idea. We have people who have worked on it. They can work as a research consultants for your company. And that's how things can be done. And of course, you can go for royalty basis as well. If you have a patent, you can ask for royalties. You can sell them for having a particular licensing. So this is something interesting about IPR. There are multiple ways you can protect your works. It could be small piece of writing, or it could be anything that you do can always be protected. Let me go with a patent. A patent, you always try to come up with some new innovation, new invention. Of course, all innovations cannot be patent, but all inventions can be patent. So why do we try to file a patent? We don't want others to replicate the work. We don't want them to infringe. We don't want them to sell our ideas and products and make that as a profit. So we are trying to protect our ideas, our work. That's patent. Trademarks. Let's say that you have a company, or you're planning to start a new venture, or it could be your clubs in your institution. So you can always have your logos and the names being trademarked. You can protect even the small lines. It could be some simple lines, for example, to promote your company or whatever it is. You have a theme, so we call it as jingles. So it's like a theme lines. So they can be protected as well under trademark. So it could be your club name with the jingle, so you can actually trademark it. So these are all actually being well accepted even in NAC. So even if you come up with trademarks, copyrights, they actually appreciate. The other part is design. Let's say that you want to build a product, you're trying to come up with a design that can be protected. We call it as industrial design, or in simple terms, it's just a design. So you can have different shape, different orientations, different colors, decorations. You can come up with a very interesting product design, which can be filed. Sometimes people also call it as design patent in different countries. Still, it's accepted. I don't want to explain about know-how. This is slightly from a different perspective, that is from different international countries that try to come up with know-how. Like you try to come up with a very unique information where public has not known so far. So that can also be that can also come under legal right. In India, it's still not well pronounced. Whereas copyrights, I'm sure you're all aware of. It could be small artwork, small literary works, even poems. Like if you have English professors, please motivate them to come up with a lot of poems and some interesting essays, some small articles. All this can be part of copyrights. And database rights, I'm not sure if India is trying to encourage. I would strongly encourage Indian government actually to promote even database rights, because India actually collects huge database. For some reason, it's not being licensed, it's not being well, formulated. But in countries like UK and things like that, we do have database rights. So this is what I just want to motivate academicians to focus on. All these things are definitely possible. Let's say patent or trademark. If it's trademark, try to focus on your club activities. Try to come up with very interesting logos. Try to have some jingles and some thematic lines that can be very catchy, and then go for a trademark, put it on your website. It makes a huge difference. And if you're trying to come up with a product, it could be a small umbrella or a heater, fan, some unique product features that you try to think and come up with that can be filed as a design patent. As copyrights, I would like to encourage more from in fact, all the departments. If you're coming up with lab materials, go for copyrights. Now, when you're collaborating with us, we make life much, 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 much simple. So let's say that we come up with some idea. Let's put those in the simple paper. We try to identify novel methodology. We try to come up with uniqueness, which is not in the market. We can sit down, we can work together, and it's within no time you can have a utility patent, or we also call it as innovation patent. All that you need is just a paper and pencil, and we can definitely come up with a patent. I can guarantee you on that. Similarly, if you're planning to go for a design patent, you can just come up with a simple paper sketch. We will show you how to convert that into a product, and you can get a design patent. So we have those kind of team members who can closely work with you, who can collaborate with you, who can turn some of your paper ideas into a product within no time, and that they can be filed as a design patent. Just a very simple criteria regarding the patent. Let's say that if you want to file a patent, you have some thoughts in your mind. All you need to think about, is it novel? Are you coming up with a unique methodology, or you are coming up with a existing methodology but shaping from different methods? So is it novel is the first question that you need to ask. The next question you need to ask is, do you have an inventive process? Do you have an inventive steps, which is nothing but a methodology side of it, but are you making it as a more inventive, or is it something existing you need to differentiate? Then you need to make sure it is applicable. It must be commercially viable. It must be applicable very quickly for people to use. For example, it could be multi-folded sum system where you can make it portable. So let's say that you are currently people are using a very bulky kind of a system which cannot be portable, but you come up with a very inventive step where things can be ported very quickly. It could be for a medical equipment, or it could be for any other purpose. Let's say example, smart ventilator, or just a ventilator which is quite bulky, which cannot be taken in ambulance. But you come up with a very innovative design, innovative measures, you develop a product which can be portable. So that becomes an inventive step, and that can be filed as a patent, and it's applicable as well for a commercial purpose. So this is one thing that you need to think. When you need to analyze, go to Google search, understand what kind of products are existing in the market. You also have Google patents search, where you can type those keywords. Let's say ventilator. You will get to know what kind of different patents are available in the market, how people have filed patents, what is that unique, and how different your work is from others. So these are some of the things that we can work, and you can try to identify the steps and file it as a patent.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, screen is not visible, sir.
Is it?
Yes.
From a long time, or is it just now?
From
Is it okay now? You're able to see the screen now, ma'am?
no, sir.
Let me check.
Sir, try to share your screen now, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Let me check. Please let me know you're able to see the screen.
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible now.
Okay, so from the start you are not able to see the screen, but I heard that they were able to see the screen at the start.
Sir, from fifth slide, we weren't able
Okay,
to.
from the fifth slide. Okay, so this is the fifth slide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I wanted to tell people is like you can just come up with a simple paper sketch or a paper ideas. We can turn those ideas into a unique product idea. We can have some inventive steps. We can support you with filing a patent. So that's one of the things that I wanted to discuss as part of the fifth slide. And similarly, if you're planning to go for a design patent, you can turn some of the paper sketches into a product idea, and that can be filed as a design patent. And we can give you that full confidence. If you collaborate with us, we'll be able to give you that support. We need to go through the RISE Center of Excellence being inaugurated at SSMRV. We'll be working together. We'll be supporting the institution and the professors in all aspects. And this is one of the slides I was explaining what are the criteria to file a patent. So one, it has to be novel. Second, it has to have inventive steps. Third, it has to be applicable. We need to make sure the product is commercially viable and it can be used by the people. So it has to have some kind of a commercial value. So these are some of the things that we need to look into when we are filing a patent. When it comes to copyrights, we always motivate professors and students to make sure they protect their work. It could be novel, it could be a poem, it could be simple photographs. Try to have copyrights, try to protect your work. Even if it is a audio recording or a sound recording, videos, each and everything, try to protect your work by filing copyrights. And if it is a computer science department or IT, whatever the algorithms that you come up with can be filed as a copyright. Even applications, websites, it could be mobile apps or database that you come up with. All these things can be protected and they can be filed as a copyright. And if you're planning to have business-oriented programs, or it could be BBM, MBA, all your business proposals can be protected. Your business proposals can come under a copyright, right? It could be even simple architectural plans or annual reports, any other simple reports, annual reports of your institution, success of your institution, newsletters. All these things can be protected. As a trademark, as I mentioned, if you're having clubs or any other activities that you are actually working in your institution, if you are having a dedicated logo, or I will motivate you to have a logo, then try to file it. What happens if a company wants to acquire or try to power your club, sponsor your clubs? If you have a trademark, then there's no other go for them. They sometimes they invest. This happens in US a lot. If small institutions, or it could be even a medium scale institutions or a big institutions, they have different clubs, they have a dedicated name, and if they are not able to get that name from online, what they do is, like, if there is an existing one and they have a trademark, so obviously they try to sponsor and they acquire, or they try to closely collaborate with with the institutions. So this is something very important, where you can go for a trademark and go for a protect your logos and themes. Now, the most interesting part: why do we need IPR? In some of the slides I mentioned that it helps in your business, it helps in promoting, it helps in commercializing your logos, commercializing your ideas, patents, designs. So this is one side of it, commercializing. But for academicians, sometimes you also need to build your portfolio. So when you say that you have these many copyrights, these many trademarks under your belt, these many patents are being filed under your name, these many grants you have achieved, it makes a huge difference. Even if you go for funded proposals, when you're applying for call for fundings, you can easily demonstrate your capabilities. You can demonstrate saying that, yes, each of your work has been converted into a patent or converted into a copyright. So you're able to build your portfolio. You're able to convince the funders that you are capable enough to protect your work, and you're able to license it out. So that is something each one of you all must focus in building your portfolio. Of course, you will get national and global recognition. Whether you're planning to apply for within India or outside India, you can file anywhere. But wherever you file, you have a jurisdiction kind of restrictions where it protects only a certain radius or a particular country for that matter. If you're filing in India, you're going to protect within India. So if you want your work to be protected in the UK, you need to hire a UK attorney to file your patent or your work. So these are some of the things that you require. And as I motivate most of the institution professors and students, always go for a multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary approach. Just computer science alone cannot achieve everything. You need to collaborate with other departments if you really want to taste success. This is something I motivate every institution. Sadly, in India, what happens is like it's always a ego clashes. So people say, oh, this department is greater in certain things and the other department is greater. Okay, let's throw all our ego. Let's work together. You can achieve a lot of success. This is what other countries like America and UK does. So I have closely worked with US and UK folks. They just leave all the egos. They just want to make sure that each one grows very well. This culture needs to be imbibed. We really like to motivate professors to throw the egos out, work together, try to get something really out as productive one, and let's make our country proud. So multidisciplinary, as you all know, it tries to draw knowledge on different disciplines, but within a thematic area. That's multidisciplinary. Whereas interdisciplinary is try to analyze, try to synthesize and harmonize multiple links between disciplines in a coherent whole. So that is interdisciplinary. There's also a difference between intradisciplinary, transdisciplinary, and so on. Let me not dive into those, but try to work and collaborate between each department, try to dedicate a particular time for working on research projects or research ideas. We are also planning to come up with IP Mela 2024. I'll be very happy if SSMRV can be part of it in the coming year. So we are planning to come up with 4 simple steps. We'll be giving a lot of problem statements like how we have hackathon, a smart hackathon in India. Similarly, we'll be giving up a lot of problem statements from different countries, different parts of the globe. You'll be coming up with ideas. You'll be trying to do some research work, identify those. It'll be more like an interactive session with me and other experts in the field. We'll be trying to develop together the ideas. We'll make it happen, and then we'll go for filing patents or copyrights or trademarks. So this is the most interesting thing that we are planning to do for the coming year. We have lovely presence across the globe. We can support you in filing patents and copyrights across the globe. Let's say India, Dubai, UK, US, Canada, anywhere, wherever you like to file your work, we'll be happy to support. Some of the success stories we do have, we have Center of Excellence in many institutions. These are just a few to show. We have worked on a lot of government-sponsored projects, private projects. We have given a lot of consultancy projects to professors, turned some of the projects into brilliant patents. And we have patents with IIT Kharagpur, NIT Trichy, and all prestigious institutions. Now we are closely working with SSMRV. We are very confident of turning something really productive in the next 1 year. By December, if we closely work, I can guarantee at least 20 patents for sure. These are some of the patents that we have filed. Even students are part of this. We have given internships. We have guided them how to be innovative. Students and professors have presented their work across the globe in US, Singapore, Malaysia, Spain, Turkey, a lot of places. In fact, these are also intellectual property. They are not rights by itself, because you give the copyrights to someone else to publish, which means you still have your intellectual property, but not your rights, because it's being transferred to someone else to publish. So please do remember, all the papers that are being published are also part of your intellectual properties. Some of the examples where students and professors have collaborated with us before pandemic, we have turned some of the works into patents and copyrights. These are some of the just examples that I just want to show you. Even during pandemic, we made sure everything happens using virtual platforms like Google Meet and Zoom. We have interacted, we have made things happen. Even without the physical presence, we made sure we had patents and other literary works being filed. Students who worked with us are successfully working in different countries. So this is one of the students from Chennai who is working in Singapore, Accenture, with a very good package of 12 lakhs per annum. We do provide regular internships. In all the internships, we make sure students are coming out with a patent or a copyright. So this is how we empower them. Because internships shouldn't be just like attending some of the programs or just sitting with the experts and coming back. We want to see it as an outcome. So in the outcome, we motivate them to come up with innovative projects such that it can be filed as a patent or it's filed as a copyright or a design patent. These are some of the examples where students have got internship in the UK. Professors are featured in a lot of newspapers, collaborating with us. They have come in Times of India, Business Standards. Students are being interviewed. How are their life changed from Chennai to London? So, yeah, that's pretty much. And we'll be happy to give some vouchers to SSMRV, patent vouchers, which they can make use of as part of honor that we would like to give. So please do ask me if you have any questions. I'll be humble to answer any of your concerns, questions. Thank you. Thank you so much. So any questions?
Dear participants, if you have any questions, kindly post it.
For internship of students, we don't have any specific criteria. We just want to encourage everyone. As part of RAISE Center of Excellence at SSMRV, we are planning to organize internships. So please do reach out to the coordinators. They'll be happy to support you all.
Dear participants, if you have any questions, kindly drop in the question in the chat box. We'll take it.
And I was very much impressed with Dr. Harish sir's question regarding the infringement. So, sir, available here? Hello, sir. I think, please, can you unmute Dr. Harish sir?
Yeah.
So thank you, sir. That was a brilliant question, actually.
Yeah.
So it
Thank
is
you so
a
much.
question, yes, sir, and it's a question not only for IP attorneys but also for scientists. So the thing
That's
is, like, we want to build a countermeasure artificial intelligence tool. It'll be more like a cyber tool which can countermeasure and identify people who can infringe. For example, now we have AI tool which can. Recently, Modi ji was singing some songs in Tamil and Kannada. So that is infringement in a different way, because you're using an image of a different person, the voice
right.
of a different person, you're merging with two different things and trying to create a new thing to protect as a copyright, which is not fair. So they are trying to build a tool which could be used for examiners where they can easily measure, like it's like a plagiarism kind of a tool.
Plagiarism, yeah.
Correct. today we have Turnitin, which quickly identifies if things are coming from Google Bard or from ChatGPT. It identifies and gives, which means people who are organizing the conferences gives them that luxury to identify if papers are being plagiarized. Similarly, examiners also will be given that kind of a power where they can use AI tool, where they can easily identify the infringements. So that will be the future for sure, sir.
Excellent. That's what we look forward for.
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
We need to know how preventive measures can be done
Exactly.
than doing post-mortem exercises.
True, very true, sir. Very true. No, it's good that we need experts like you to come up with more questions like this, so that keeps more engaged. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you for your question.
We want students to think out of the box, think innovatively.
Correct.
As you said, since you mentioned about ego.
Correct.
I always tell students and I always tell people whom I interact with, including the government and other political parties and things. I said, I always say, from the word ego, you should let go the word E.
Correct.
Keep going.
Keep going, yes. Yeah. Correct. Very true, very true.
Once you let go the word E out of ego, then your ego goes and you will start moving forward.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. So this is one thing we need to motivate and make youngsters understand. We will put our best effort there.
Sure. I'm with you for all.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
I'm interacting with the government and so many policies and things, decisions and new laws when they're being framed, and
fantastic.
I do a vetting and critical analysis of some of these things.
Excellent. That will be really great.
I think something outside the box. I always tell students to be different from others. You need not do different things. You need to do things differently.
Correct. That's a valid point. So very true. Very, very true.
And also, an attempt may be a failure. Never fail to attempt. That should come in the minds of the students, because they have the fear of failure in the minds, which becomes a mental block.
True. Very
overcome that to say, don't worry about log kya kahenge. Hamare desh mein sabse bada rog hai, log kya kahenge. You should forget about what people will say. Do what you feel and what your mind and heart says, and you should have passion to find new things and find new solutions innovatively.
Correct. So that's how we can keep growing, and these are the words even rightly mentioned by Dr. Abdul Kalam sir as well. I'm a very big follower of Abdul Kalam sir, so just want to continue to motivate our next generation.
That's true. I know we want the new generation and the people to gain momentum. Correct. To think outside the box and don't let their brain clot.
Correct.
And utilize the time with focus on what they intend to do.
Perfect, sir. Very true. Absolutely. You're right.
Nice interacting with you. Mr.
Same here, sir. Same here, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for your time. Thank you. Bye, sir. Other professors and students, please do ask me if you have any specific questions related to IP or anything related to collaborations. I'll be very happy to address.
Dear participants, the session is open for questions.
And thank you for your lovely comments. It really means a lot to me and Suman. We are always happy to support. Thank you for your comments.
Thank you, Dr. Mithileysh sir, for your insights on intellectual properties, opportunities and applicability in the international domain. Your professional expertise and domain knowledge is immense indeed. So it has been a great pleasure to have you as our resource person for the day. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. It's my pleasure as well. And thank you so much to all the professors who worked, to make this happen. Special thanks to Dr. Geeta ma'am, Nagraj sir, Shanti ma'am, Bharti ma'am, and Arun sir. We'll connect again and we'll come up with more interesting activities for the institution. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, I would like to request Ms. Janvi Rao, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Application, to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Shakila ma'am. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am here with a heart full of gratitude as we come up to the close of this enlightening webinar. On behalf of SSMRV College, I extend my sincere thanks to each and every one of you for gracing us with your presence today. First and foremost, our deepest appreciation goes to our esteemed speakers for their insightful presentation by Dr. Mithileysh sir, founder, CEO, scientist, MIT Square, London, and Mr. Suman Kumar Das, patent consultant, Indian patent attorney, MIT Square, Asia. Thank you, both of you, sir. I also extend my gratitude to our beloved principal, Dr. Geeta R. Ma'am, for your support. Thank you, ma'am. I also thank Dr. M.S. Nagraj sir, IQSC coordinator, and I also like to thank the pillars of this webinar, Mrs. Shantikrishna ma'am, HOD of the Department, Computer Application, and also event coordinator, Mrs. Bharti Rathod ma'am. I also thank Arun sir for his support. I must acknowledge the hard work and dedication of our organizing team, from the meticulous planning to the seamless execution. Your efforts have made this webinar a resounding successful. Thank you for your commitment and attention to detail. Once again, thank you all for your participation, enthusiasm, and support. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. With this, we conclude today's international webinar session. We request you all to join us in the upcoming session as well. Dear participants, please fill the Google feedback form link, which will be shared through WhatsApp group for your feedback and e-certificate generation. The e-certificate will be delivered within a week's time. So we'll be signing off this session. Thanks a lot for being with us.